Hey cleaning company owner, are you working harder than ever, but less happy than ever? Maybe you're dealing with clients who haggle over every penny, complain about everything, and generally make your life miserable. Well, I've got some tough love for you today. The problem isn't that you need better marketing or even more clients. The problem is you're taking money from the wrong people. The quality of your business is dictated by the quality of customers that you choose to accept. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact types of clients that will kill your cleaning company. I'll also reveal to you the red flags to watch out for, and more importantly, I'll show you how to identify the clients that will actually allow you to have the time and money freedom that you deserve as a cleaning company owner. I bought my first business, a ServiceMaster commercial cleaning company, 25 years ago, and since then have bought, built, and sold several multi-million-dollar companies. I personally coached thousands of owners of cleaning companies, and my team and I have spent over a decade helping cleaning company owners like you grow faster, work smarter, and make more money. And here's what I've discovered. The wrong clients at the wrong price don't grow your cleaning company, they destroy it. I learned this lesson the hard way with my ServiceMaster franchise I mentioned earlier. I was so desperate to grow, I took just about everyone who walked in the door and waved some money at me. I still remember this post-construction job I did for a Texas roadhouse, Grand Junction, Colorado. I remember it like it was yesterday. I bid like $3,000, and back in like the early 2000s, that felt like a lot of money to me. And it ended up costing me closer to like $5,000. I actually paid a company to let me clean for them. And the worst part is my business was so disorganized, I didn't even know what had happened until way after the fact. So here's what we're gonna cover today. First, I'll show you the types of clients that you should run from, why they're business killers and how they can actually make you miserable. Then I'll reveal the types of clients that will make you rich and allow you to actually enjoy running your company. Finally, I'll give you my simple framework for saying no to bad money so you can say yes to the right clients. And hey, if you want the complete system for building $1 million cleaning business, working just 15 hours a week, I've got a free training and the link is in the description. But first, let's talk about the clients that are sabotaging your success right now. We'll start with the worst offender, post-construction cleanup. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Mike, I make a ton of money. I make great money on post-construction jobs. And you might make good money on individual jobs, but I'm gonna show you why this client type will not just wreck your company, but sometimes your will to live. Post-construction jobs are attractive because they can be big revenue up front and they're fairly easy to get. They seem profitable on the surface, but we're gonna dive under the surface into the scary stuff. Now, every post-construction job is really a gamble. You might bid $27,000, figuring the job should take a couple weeks, but all of a sudden your client falls behind schedule, the scope changes, on-site contractors mess up your work and you have to do it again. You try to stay flexible, but you end up fighting with your client about what's your fault, what's their fault, what's the other guy's fault, and the whole time you're continuing to make payrolls while they keep holding your money. Here's a little math that might shock you. Let's say you bid a post-construction job and everything looks great until you end up working 200 hours instead of the 150 you counted on. Your team either starts getting really flaky because they're exhausted and they know you need them, or they just flat out quit. Then you don't get paid for 90 days, and when you do get paid, some or all of your profit went to fixing problems that may or may not have even been your fault, but because you've already made payroll and you're on to payroll for the next project, you're constantly behind and feel broke. Problem is that you think it's the fact that they pay so late, which isn't great, but it makes you overlook the real problem is that you're actually not making any money. Here's an example. I had a client, Spencer. He told me about this quick job that's gonna make him $50,000 in profit, not revenue. He thought it was gonna take a month or two. It ended up taking 6. Can't remember, he didn't make the 50 grand he thought, but I can't remember if he ended up making a couple grand or losing a couple grand. But what I do remember is the stress that he went through, his whole company went through, and how his company went from growing and automated to flat and frustrating. I could tell dozens and dozens of stories of other people who thought the cleaning business was super stressful, but when we dove into their specific situation, we realized it was actually just the nature of the post-construction work that they were taking as all or part of their jobs. Because the workload for post-construction cleanup is so up and down, you end up settling for bottom-of-the-barrel employees that are okay working 12 hours one day, 2 hours the next, none for a week. Not only that, you end up constantly juggling money between your bank account, maybe a line of credit, and the money that your customers owe you. But at least you have to be on site babysitting all the time. So most cleaning company owners go out of business trying to do post-construction, or finally they figure it out and move to better quality of clients. With today's video and training, you can skip the messy middle and upgrade your clients today. Here's the truth. Post-construction cleanup isn't a cleaning business. It's a gambling business where the house almost always wins. And the gambling part isn't even fun. The second type of client that's gonna kill your business is one-time cleans, move-ins, move-outs, deep cleans. Now, they're not half as bad as post-construction. They're not gonna actively kill your business. They just stunt your your growth and keep you on that hamster wheel. The reality is you do the same amount of work to get a one-time client as you do a recurring client. You spend money on marketing, doing sales calls, giving bids. You win some bids, you lose some bids, you get the ones that you win on the schedule, you do the cleaning, or you have your team do it, you collect the money, hopefully. But there are a couple key differences. First of all, we all understand that a new client often isn't as profitable. We're still getting to know what they want, what their space requires. And one-time cleans are kind of like recurring cleans, but only for the unprofitable front part where you only get one chance. And if it's not what you thought it was going to be on the first clean, you don't really get a chance to make up the profit on the second and third and fifth and 100th clean. Now, the second, much bigger issue is just flat out math. A one-time clean might be worth $500, $600, $700, and that sounds good, but an average recurring clean is typically like $400 a month. And if they stay 2 or 3 years, that's like $10,000, $15,000 in lifetime value. Now, let's say you spend $100 on marketing to get a client. Now, I know some of you are like, I only do repeat and referral. Great, but that's not scalable. So spend $100 on marketing to get a client. The one-time client pays you $500. Say it costs you $250 in payroll. After marketing and payroll, you net $150. But that's before overhead like software, hiring expense, liability insurance. That's all real expenses that chew into your profit. Now let's compare that to the recurring client that might pay $400 a month and cost you $200 a month to deliver. But the key is they might stay 2-3 years. So the revenue that client generates might be $10,000 or $15,000 or like $6,000, $7,000 in gross profit over the lifetime with that same $100 marketing investment. One-time cleans aren't actually customers. They're really just expensive hobbies that disguise themselves as actual business. They can make you feel busy without having to deal with all that pesky profit. Now, we've covered a lot of what not to do. Let's talk about what to do. If you look around, all businesses are chasing the same recurring model. Blockbuster gave way to Netflix. QuickBooks Desktop is all but gone, and now it's QuickBooks Online. Gillette, massive company, got a rude wake-up call from a tiny little company called Dollar Shave Club and ignited a whole recurring razor service. My wife even bought a shower head that has a recurring filter they send every month for a not so small fee. She swears her hair is softer and her skin glows, and I've been married long enough to know better than to argue. Most owners fret over, do I go residential or commercial? And as long as you're doing recurring service, either are actually fine. The only wrong answer is trying to do both, as it's really bold to think like I can compete with people who are probably been doing it longer, might have a little more money, and they're focusing full time on one, and somehow you'll just compete effectively in your spare time. Even more so, commercial clients prefer people who only do commercial. We think they'll be impressed that we do all this different stuff. They won't. Commercial want to know that you can take care of their specific needs. Residential feels the same way. They don't think you're cooler because you do so much. They think that you're less able to help them with their specific problems. You don't want to be a jack of all trades and a master of no profit. Here's a quick rundown on the benefits and disbenefits of residential versus commercial. The right residential clients have more money than time. They're not buying cleaning, they're buying their time back. So when you position yourself correctly, price becomes secondary because you're really selling them the most valuable thing on the face of the planet, and that's their own time. Now, the easy button here is to focus on families with high household income, larger homes, ideally with kids and pets. These people have the money and the mess that makes your service essential, not optional. Now, residential is nice because it's a lot of Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 kind of schedule. Clients are fairly easy to get. The sales cycle's like a day, maybe 2 days. You throw in the fact it's really easy to get paid in advance and that when you lose a single client, it's kind of no big deal. And you give yourself a pretty compelling little niche. The only real downside, and it's a big one, when it comes to residential, is they tend to churn a little faster than commercial, and even more important, they tend to have much smaller lifetime values. $400 a month, you kind of cap out at maybe $500, $600, $700, whereas commercial can be $5,000 or $10,000 a month. So let's talk commercial. Commercial clients are typically nights and weekends, but have a long sales cycle, so it's a little more frustrating there. You can't typically get one tomorrow. You might get one in a month or 2 or 3. Now, we help our clients get paid in advance, but the default in commercial is definitely doing the work first and doing the payroll and all that and getting paid afterwards, sometimes months afterwards. Now, client attraction for commercial is less giving money to marketing channels and more building relationships, which is neither good or bad. It really just depends on what you like. The big win when it comes for a commercial, when you choose correctly, is they offer the highest lifetime value by far. It's not even close. So much so, we coach our clients to build and focus on a list of Dream 100 clients. Each person on that list should have a lifetime value of at least $100,000, and some can have a lifetime value of $1 million or more. So even if you only land one of these Dream 100 clients per month, you still add at least $1 million lifetime value to your revenue for your business every goddamn year. Now, the crazy part is, it's actually often easier to sign up a $5,000 a month commercial account than like a $500 a month account, because the decision maker on the $5,000 account understands the value so much better and knows what a good cleaning company is worth, whereas a little $500 a month guy may not. So many clients come to me wanting to double their business, but I've been doing this a while, so I ask a couple key questions, and I usually discover what they really truly want is to double their profit. And believe it or not, that's great, because depending on their business size, doubling the business can take a year or more, but doubling profit can often happen in just a couple months. And a huge part of that opportunity is picking the right clients. It's just leverage. You and I might be able to lift a couple 100 pounds on our own, but if we get a lever, we can lift thousands or tens of thousands of pounds. The right clients at the right price are one of the biggest levers you're going to find in any business, and the cleaning business is absolutely no exception. Sound good? Are you ready to take some action? Great. Grab your current client list, and we're going to categorize them into 3 groups: red, yellow, green. Red means you're not going to take them anymore. These are your post-construction, your one-time cleans, or just problem clients that are a pain in the neck and you hate having them. Yellow means that you're going to serve them well if they come, but you're not going to chase them. We're not going to focus any marketing spend or time or attention on them. Green, of course, are your ideal clients. We're going to spend all of our marketing time, efforts, and focus trying to attract more of these perfect prospects. Now, once you've got them broken down, we're going to start turning down red prospects. That's what I'd love you to do, or at a very minimum, at least charge them way more and make sure you get paid in advance. We're going to start ignoring the yellow when it comes to marketing and messaging, and spend all of our time, effort, marketing all the dollars, focusing on perfect green prospects. Now, I know it's really scary to turn away money, especially when you've been struggling to grow. I've been there. But I promise you this, the moment you stop taking money from anyone who waves it at you and start being selective about how you serve, not only does it make you feel more empowered as a business owner, it makes you grow faster, it makes you grow more profitable. It feels a ton better, and the quality of life is just as important as the size of your bank account. Haven't done this a while. I'm going to end with this. The quality of your customers determines the quality of your business. Bad customers equals a bad business, no matter how much revenue you're doing. Great customers are not only more enjoyable to serve and make your life better, they refer more, they make more money, they stay longer. If you would like the complete system for attracting premium clients who will pay well and appreciate the work that you do, check out the free training in the description, 3-step plan to your $1 million cleaning business. It will show you exactly how to implement what we've talked about today. Get to work.